Hello everyone, I'm Sanya and I have with us Shramana Das, who is a KEET alumni. She did her BTech in Electrical Engineering. Right now, she is pursuing her Masters in Management from TUM Germany and is currently in her final year. Hi Shramana, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank
So,
you, my pleasure.
without further ado, let's start with the session. So, firstly, we all are super excited to know how it all started and who was your inspiration.
Okay. Yeah, so I did my bachelor's in electrical engineering back in 2016 from KIIT University. And after that, if you all know, at that time we used to have a day zero placement. And I got my first job in kit only with Inotics. Currently, it's Bank of New York Mellon Technologies, and I did my job as an application developer for 2 years there. After that, I joined as a business analyst in TIAA GBS. It's again an investment bank. So in India, I was there for 4 years. So when you work for like 4 5 years, you will feel that not everybody, but I felt that it's a bit saturated. And I thought of like, I should start valuing or should add some value to my resume. So I was searching for my for some higher education, like from where I can do, because when I was in my college I always used to think that USA or UK is the only options, but they used to be a bit costly, and I never used to spend so much chunks into my higher education. So when around 2018 I got to know about Germany and their free education, and my not inspiration, but yeah, like my biggest support back at that time was my boyfriend, and currently is my husband. And yeah, so he told me about Germany, and he told me, you should go about it. So in 2019 I started searching about the university's application and everything. And yeah, and I applied to almost 15 universities, not only in Germany but also in UK and Ireland, for management courses and also for sustainable resource management courses. And I got acceptance from all the universities except two. Yeah, one is Oxford and one is Stanford. I did not get them through. Rest I got acceptance from all others. And I thought of like, yeah, TUM Munich is one of the top reputed universities, having like it comes under top 10 QS ranking, and it's free. Like the whole education is free here. Not only whole education, I would say that the money you will earn here with your studies, you will not require a chunk, a single penny from your pocket. So yeah, that's how it started. But my whole inspiration and whole support is my husband. Yeah.
That's really nice to know. Well, everyone was a struggler once. So tell us how your initial years in the industry went.
Hmm. Okay, so for me, my initial years were superb. Like I enjoyed like anything. I don't know how right now Kit is, but during our time, Kit was good. It was really good. It was a fairy tale for us. But yeah, like girls' hostel is not that great. I don't know right now, but our time it was. We have a warden called Sukanti who is very, very strict, and we have those strictness and stuffs. But yeah, after my fourth year, when I went to Pune, it was a hell lot of fun. And my first job was really, really good. The job or the company is never, never bad. It's all your team. And I have a super team. I have a very cool team. My team lead, my manager, everybody were fun. And work wise it was not that bad, it was good. Look, every MNC or every organization will have some sort of politics. You will have your own piece of struggle, but I won't say that it's a struggle, it's a learning you have to go through when you are a fresher, because you have to not only you have to learn how to write a mail, you have to learn how to speak, what to speak, because when we come just straight out of college, we are so vibrant and so young that we were very quick with our words, and that's not how it should be in an MNC or in any workplace. So you have to learn everything, but people are there to make you learn. So for me, it was not that bad. It was really good. My first organization was superb. Like, I will never forget my first manager, my first team leads, and in fact, my whole team. Like, I have one more friend from KIT in my whole team for the last 4 years. Like, we were into our first organization together in the first team. Similarly, we switched together in TIA GBS. So it was really good for me. I will not say my things as struggle. It was not at all struggle. It was more like fun and a learning experience. So yeah, so it was really good.
That was very inspiring.
Yeah.
So, in the current scenario, like everyone is aware about the pandemic, it has affected everyone's lives in some or the other way, especially education and work life. So, tell
Mhm.
us a bit about how the pandemic affected your life in particular.
Okay. So I will be, touch black. Many people were really got affected, but touch black, I was not that much affected though. But yeah, like in 2020 Feb, when the pandemic hit, I was already in the process of applying. Like, I almost applied all my courses then there that time, and I was in the verge of leaving my job. So if you know, already I had done 4 years of job. So leaving a job in this phase is a bit tough situation, especially in pandemic, because we were not sure. I got my acceptance letter, but I was not sure whether I want to go because there is pandemic. The visa offices were closed, we were not getting visas, and my classes would be starting from October 2020 online. And that time the online format was very new. I was also not sure like whether it will be helpful or not, and if I have to start my studies. In fact, from India I have to leave my job, and leaving the job was not that easy. But yeah, like but job wise, I had did my last yeah, I had done my last day of my job at October 18, 2020, and it was super fun. Like, in my organization, it was not typically affected by COVID. We all were doing work from home and everything was fine. I would say more comfortable in COVID with my office, because we all were doing work from home, and we were getting a lot of gifts from the office and stuff. So it was fine. It was good. But my main challenge come when I have to take the decision of leaving the job and staying in India jobless and studying masters. It was not easy. But yeah, like, I have to do. So I just took a decision that, right now I have to leave and I have to start studying in India only, leaving my job. And I did that. I left my job at October 18th, started my studies in India only. And I got my visa around December 2020, left for Germany in March 2021. So I did my first semester from India. But now, at this current point of time, I would feel that that was the best decision, not coming to Germany at that time, and saved some money, because till now, due to COVID, I did not go to my university that often. Okay, it's totally your decision. You can go, but I'm a quite kind of lazy person, so I prefer to stay in my home and studying. So yeah.
That was very relatable for most of us.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
moving on, what is your typical workday like and how has it changed from your earlier learning days?
Yeah. So, if I would say okay, I just want to rephrase the question if I understood it correct. That earlier learning days, you want to mean my bachelor's days or my professional days?
No, the professional days.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so in my professional days, it was more like I used to go to office for 8 hours, and after coming back, I typically don't do anything that much productive, because when you are in office for 8 hours, you get so exhausted. I was like, okay, and then I used to just chill. But when I came to Germany, the best thing that happened to me, it evolved me. Like, if when I see a lot of people around me doing so many things together, you will be a more like a multitasker. So when I came here, I'm not doing only my masters, I'm doing my masters. I am I came on Germany on April. I got my first working student. If you don't know what working student is, it is like in Germany, you can actually work in an MNC as an employee along with your student status. So you can like work 20 hours per week and they really pay you good. So I came on in Germany in March and I got my first job in April. And yeah, so I was studying, I was working 20 hours. I started my YouTube channel in October, no, in July, which is still a baby. So yeah, I started making videos. I recently started a platform in Instagram known as Bong in Germany, where I share a lot of information regarding studies in Germany. I help the students from India writing their SOPs, profile evaluation, helping them with the selection of colleges. So yeah, so right now I feel my days are more productive than back in India.
That's nice. So, just out of curiosity, if you were not in this profession that you are in right now, then what else would you probably have done?
Hmm. Okay. I frankly, I think I would be a housewife. I would love to get married when I was in my BTech. So yeah, even like I actually told my ex-boyfriend when I was in kid that you get a job and I will leave my job and I will get married. I don't want to do my job, but things change. Things change when you grow up. So
Yes,
yeah.
they do change. Well,
Yeah.
I guess that was some nice ice-breaking session. So,
Yeah.
let's get on with the technical stuff. Over to you
Mhm.
guys.
Well, Shramana, a few days back, we asked the members of our society to put forward any questions that they have regarding higher studies in countries like Germany, UK, US, etc. And guess what? We have a lot of questions and would love for you to answer them.
Sure, sure.
So, Rahul,
Let's.
please take
Yeah,
forward.
yeah, yeah. That's So you all know that it's quite tough for anyone to start studying after such a long gap for like 4 or 5 years. So we
Mhm.
would like to know what motivated you to restart your studies after such a long time, and were there any issues that you faced due to this long gap, and
Mhm.
also in your university application?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's tough. Your first question I will answer first. First is that, yeah, it's definitely tough to start your studies after such a long gap. But, nothing is impossible. When you will work in an MNC for 5 years, you will think, let's leave it and start studying because that's a much more pressure. But yeah, like when you decide something, that the tough part is just to leave your good salary. That's it. But believe me, that is the best decision I had taken in my life, because you can earn hell lot of more salary even as a student in Germany, and that's very obvious. So yeah, you just have to take a bit risky thing just to leave your job. That's it. So it's nothing more tough than this, and you have to study. So that can be a problem to many people, that when there is a gap in your studies, you have to again start studying. It's a bit tough part, but you have to do it. Like, and in Germany the education system is not like India. So it's not like a last night study thing. You actually have to study from the first day of your semester. And in German education, if they tell you what is sun and what is moon, but they are going to ask you what is Mars in your exam. So you have to be prepared for it, but it's fine. Everybody pass, so it's totally fine. So yeah, so that's it. So I was a bit struggled leaving my job. That's it. But I was very much decided that I want to leave my job and explore Europe and do my masters, want to do my job for some years in Germany. So that's fine. And during my application, no, I did not face any problem. I know that still now there are very lack of information regarding, especially regarding the European education. I would love to say here that not only Germany, Norway, Denmark, Finland, everybody have a free education, and they all are English taught programs. But the thing with the free education comes is that you must be having a very good grade. Like it should be more than 8.2, 8.3 in your bachelor's, because grade really matters, especially for German and the Norway's education. The grade really matters. So less than that, I would say that you can definitely apply. Then a lot of thing comes, your work experience and stuff, so you have to see that. But yeah, like your grade really matters. And during application, I did not face any such problems. It was pretty easy. You just have to collect all your documents, write a kick-ass SOP, do very good CV, your grades, your transcripts. So you just have to collect them, apply via UniSC. So it's pretty much doable. And what's your third question? I forgot.
Yeah, that was all. Like,
That's it.
yes, that's it. That's it. That's all. Now over to you, Swami.
Okay, so Shravana, like you said that many things determine a selection, like grades, your work experience, etc. But people in India have a common notion that only the GRE is the sole factor for the selection. So can you please elaborate on that topic? Like, what are these important factors?
Yeah, so GRE is not an important factor in Germany. I did not have given GRE, but yeah, IELTS, it is an important factor. So what I will suggest the students is that first give your IELTS. Although there are a lot of universities where IELTS is not required, you just need a certificate from your university called as mode of instruction, which will say that your whole education is in English. But still, it is advisable, give your IELTS. It's a pretty easy exam. And then choose your college, your universities, your course, and then see what are the requirements there. Half of the universities and course in Germany doesn't require GRE or GMAT. GRE is mostly required in US. It is a primary criteria for US, not in Ireland or Germany or UK. So just go and check. And the main thing that will be required is your grades, your transcript, your SOP. SOP, I think, is a tiebreaker thing. You need to write a very, very good SOP. And German education system is so strict that please, guys, don't do plagiarism. If you are caught in plagiarism, you will be blacklisted and you will not be able to apply in any of the public universities. So don't copy it. So yeah, so you have to write a very good SOP, you have to write a very good CV, and you will be requiring your transcripts, grade, and your diploma certificate. Pretty much these are the basic things that will be required, but no, GRE is not required. It's not a mandatory thing.
Okay, so suppose there is a guy with a GPA around 8, which is not considered that good for selection in the top universities. So, what else should he try to add to his resume so that the chances of getting selected increases?
Yeah. So the thing is that he can definitely add some work experience. I would say it's always good to get at least 1 or 2 years work experience and then come to Germany or any educational, any higher education, because that will actually add a lot of value to your resume, and it will be very easy to get a job after your education. So yeah, so you can definitely add some work experience, some projects. You can add some papers, like you can publish some paper that will actually upgrade your resume, your value to your resume. So yeah, you can do these things. And if your grade is low, and if the university and the course you want to apply has an optional GRE that it will give you some added points, so then just go for that. Then you can give GRE or GMAT that is required. So yeah, but I will say everybody that right now the competition is increasing so much that try to get 8.5 or above. Yeah.
All right. I have one question for you. We all know that Germany and some other European countries don't have any tuition fee.
Yeah.
So, apart from this factor, what are the other factors that motivated you to select Germany as your destination for MBA? Like you could have also selected France, like HEC France, Paris, which is regarded as one of the best business schools in the whole world. So, what are the other factors apart from no tuition fees in Germany?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So the thing is that the main motivating factor is zero tuition fees, but along with it, Germany has a huge market right now. Like I am from IT and Germany has a booming field. Like I got 5 offer letters just after coming to Germany without knowing German. And if you know German, then you understand what will be your like scope. So it's booming. It's the highest economy of Germany. If you get a blue card after your studies, you can work anywhere in Europe. So these are some of the factors that I consider. They have a 18 months work visa after your education. Germany is one of the safest country in Europe. And in Germany, German, I understand learning German is tough. Learning French is toughest. So yeah, so these are some of the thing I considered. And also if you see the salary range, so it's better in Germany than France. It's best in Switzerland. If you can go through any universities in Switzerland, I will say you should go. Like it's best salary there. But yeah, so these are some of the factors that I considered.
Okay, so now we know that the education in public university is almost free, but there are various other expenses like accommodation, food, transportation, etc. So, what would be the approximate amount that a student will have to spend apart from studies in his 2 years course?
Yeah. So it depends on the city to city though. But if you are staying in a bigger city like Berlin or Munich, so Munich is the expensive city in Germany. So it will cost you around 600 to 800 euro. That's it. But like if you, but it will be less if you stay in a student dorm. That will cost you around 200 to 300 euro. And yeah, your transportation will come with your student card generally, so it will be free for you. But after that, your food, so food is something depending on person to person again, but it should not go more than 100 euro though. And then your health insurance will be 110 euro. What more? Yeah, so if you eat outside, if you shop outside, so there will be some costing of 100 to 200 euro, and some accidental expenses there can be. So it should not go in any chance more than 600 euros. So you have to do a blocked account during your visa of 10 lakhs rupees, around 10 lakhs rupees, not exactly, but yeah. So and you will get every month of 800 euro for each month for your first year. But I would say how much I see in my batch or other batches, everybody do get a job within 6 months of coming to Germany, and you will earn almost around 1200 euros, at least 900 to 1200 euros. If you even do a odd job, still you will get 900 euros. So basically you can survive with your expenses, with your salary.
That's great.
Well, why did you choose MBA and not MS? Because a lot of people are like targeting specifically MS in Germany, and that is
Okay.
to in TUM. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did not choose MBA. I choose a master's in management, MIM. It's mainly for freshers. It is targeted towards fresher, but I was not a fresher. But I don't want to go to MBA because it's again paid. MBA is not free anywhere, but MIM is free. And I thought of, okay, and why MIM? Because as I told you, I already worked as an application developer and business analyst, so it's more makes sense to me if I go into a management program rather than any technical program, because I don't remember a single thing of electrical. So it's not possible for me to pass any core subjects right now. So that's why I choose management. But yeah, it's definitely preferable. A lot of students goes to core subjects, and Germany is really, really good for core fields too.
And also, like, what would you recommend a fresher? Like, should they go straight away to a German university, or should they like get 1 or 2 years of work experience? What would be better for a fresher?
I will say you can take 1 or 2 years of experience. That will be really good, because it's not only about how should I say, earning money or something, but you can actually be mature before coming here. You will know like how a workplace actually works, because here people are very straightforward. It's more professional sort of thing here. So I would say it's better, but it's also okay if you really want to come straight after your bachelor's here. So it's easy to get a job if you have experience here, but it's also not like it's not impossible. If you don't have a work experience, you will not get job in Germany. No, it's not like that. In my class, more than 80% students are freshers, and right now everybody have a job. So it's okay, like it's okay if you want to come, but it's just my personal preference or suggestion that, do a 1 or 2 years, get a 1 or 2 years of work experience, and then come. You will be more financially independent, you will be more mature.
Okay, Shramana, I have read a lot of articles where it was written that when you go to live in Germany, Germans discriminate you on the basis of color, race, etc. And also, if you are an international student, you will face a lot of criticism. So, is that true? And how's life for Indian students in Germany?
Okay, that's a rough statement though. No, not at all. It's not true at all. Germans are very, very welcoming. Look, racism is something, it happens in India also. In India also we do black, white, North Indian, South Indian, West Indian, Bengali, non-Bengalis. So it's a kind of racism, right? But I personally did not face any such sort of racism. If 1 or 2% of Germans do that, then I cannot consider the whole Germany like that. I have a lot of German friends who are really, really helpful. Like when I was in India, they shared their bank details with me because I need them for a transaction in Germany. So they are that much helpful. They are very straightforward. If they will say no to you, they will be straight on your face that no. They are not like going to beating the bush around. No, they will just say no. But they are not like that. They are not racist, or they are really good poor people. Yeah. I did not face, and I don't think anybody faced like that. No, it's wrong.
Let's assume that if you didn't get the course that you're currently doing, if you didn't get it in the in English, and if you would have got the course in German, then would you still have preferred it, or would you like changed the course to some other course, some other English taught course? Yeah.
Okay. So for German taught course, you need to have a B2 or C1 proficiency in German, which I don't have. I don't know German at all. So yeah, so I have no chance to get into a German taught course, or I did not apply for a German taught course. So if you have a low grade, a bit low grade, like 7.5 or something, but you have a very good German proficiency, so you can definitely apply for German taught courses, because the opportunities will be same. It's just that the competition in German taught courses are much less than the English taught course. So yeah, so that's how it works, but you need to have a very, very good German proficiency for it.
Okay, so now an interesting question. Suppose there are two candidates applying to TUM, and one has an experience of 3 years in the corporate industry, and other has a lots of technical or research papers published under his name. So, who is more likely to get selected among the two?
So it again depends on the course you are applying. It's not about the university, because every course has a different requirements. So suppose if I talk about my course, it doesn't you don't need any work experience. The work experience is not counted here. It totally depends on your background and your marks, and if you have given GMAT. So if you have given GMAT, then you will get 15 points extra. If you did not get into if you have not given GMAT, you will not get that 15 points, and you will be going to your second round where you have to write an essay. So what I will suggest, don't go to this essay writing thing in Germany, because as Indians we don't know how to write a German essay. So there are a lot of rules and regulations. So nobody gets through that stage. So yeah, so but there are lots of courses like communication engineering, computer science, where they actually consider writing research papers and publications stuffs. And there are also some questions where some courses where they will take consideration of your work experience. So it will be clearly mentioned, if your work experience will be counted, it will be mentioned in your course that you must be having 18 months of work experience in this field or something. So it will be mentioned. But maximum of the universities doesn't have this sort of requirement that you should have a work experience or something like that. But if you have a research paper or something, it's definitely good. It's definitely good. It will give edge in your application, especially for the technical courses.
As you said a few moments ago, you don't know German that well. Does this make it a bit difficult for you to communicate with the local people in your day-to-day life?
So I say Munich, and Munich is most like a startup city. So there are a lot of international people. So you will not face that much problem, but it's definitely good to learn German, because then you'll be more confident. I also should learn German, and I will be always encouraging people to learn German, because everybody speaks German though. So it's good to integrate in your work culture and stuff. So it will be really advisable. And if you are staying in a small city, then definitely you need to learn German, because there people speak less English.
And one more question regarding the SOP part. What, according to you, what was the single line or the single factor that in your SOP that ensured you getting an admission into TUM?
Okay, so there are a lot of factors that you have to be sure. First of all, take time to write your SOP. Like, it will almost need 1 or 2 months to write one SOP. So you need to take time to make that, and all of your SOPs should be different from one or another. And it must be having an emotional connect, that why you want to apply to this course. And it should be crisp, clear. Don't give into too much flowery languages, and it should be like on point. Like, if the examiner reads your SOP, they will just give 5 seconds to your SOP. So it should be so attractive that 5 seconds should catch their attention. So your introduction should be like why you want to study there, and then with your educational qualifications, your work experience, and then in the last, why this university and why this course. This is the pretty much structure of your SOP. And no plagiarism. Like, it's one of the biggest mistake. Like, last year, UM rejected 80% of the students just for plagiarism. So guys, like, no plagiarism and no spelling mistakes. QM doesn't accept it at all. So yeah, so these are some of the factors, but like it will be really nice if you just put my YouTube channel and my Instagram handle. I had actually made a detailed video of how to write a SOP. So it will be really great if people will know from there, because there is a detail, because we can talk about this in detail for 50 minutes. So yeah, SOP is something very integral part in Germany's applications.
Okay. So how's the placement scenario in Germany? Like, I've heard there is no such thing as campus recruitment, and hence students need to find their job themselves. So how difficult is that for an international student there?
Mm-hmm. So there is no campus placements. You have to find your own job, but it's difficult. It's competitive. It's not difficult, I would say. It's very competitive. And what I will suggest is that when you come to Germany, I have seen a lot of people, they get blown away with the beauty of the Europe, and they just started roaming here and there. So you will just waste your time. Come here every day, try to apply at least 50 applications a day. And if you do it for 1 month, I can give you a guarantee. If you do not get an interview call, then tell me. You will definitely get an interview call, but you have to put your 100% hard work. You have to apply. You have to go and apply on LinkedIn. Your LinkedIn should be up to date. Your Stepstone should be up to date. And you have to just go and apply. Like 100 applications should be there in 2 days, and you will definitely got 4 to 5 interviews in a month. That should be, but yeah, applying should be your hobby. Applying for the jobs. It should not be like, I will not do, I am not liking it. No, 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 it's not going to happen like that. You have to apply because there are a lot of competitions, but there are a lot of scopes too.
Okay, that's great.
So I guess that's the end to all our technical questions. Thank you so much, Ramana, for joining us today. And I'm sure this fun and informative session will be very helpful to all our viewers. Also, it would be really nice if you could provide your YouTube channel and Instagram handle links
Yeah,
so
sure.
that our viewers can benefit from that.
Yeah, so everybody who is listening to this is that, yeah, I have a YouTube channel known as Shramana Das. Maybe they can put the link in the screen, or here I will give you. And I also have an Instagram handle known as Bong in Germany, where you will get all the detailed information of how to selecting universities to countries, what is the situation in Germany, how to get jobs in Germany, typically everything and more contents to come. If you have any problem writing your SOPs, profile evaluation, you can DM me to my Instagram handle. I would be happy to help. Yeah, so that's it. So maybe I will give you my handles in the message maybe, and you can put it.
Yeah, and one last suggestion for all the freshers and college students who are doing their undergrad right now.
Yeah. So one suggestion would be, if your grades is low and if you want to plan to study in Germany or actually anywhere, try to improve it. Try to go at least 8.3, 8.5. If not, then please go for a job, at least get 1 or 2 years of experience. And yeah, and if you are planning to do your masters just after your 4th year, then, and if you are in 4th or 3rd year, start doing your research. You need to be very, very quick. You need to be very competitive. You have to just you have to start doing it at least 1 year prior. Yeah, it's that competitive. So just buck it up and try to shape your add some value to your resume. Start searching, do your research about your universities, about your course, and it would be all fine. And it's actually great studying in Germany. It's a whole lot of experience.
That was an amazing suggestion. So we'll be wrapping it up here. Thank you, Shramana.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. Nice talking to you guys.
Thanks a lot
Likewise.
for
If
joining.